So I just did a ton of tests, giving each gun 2 bullets in order to decide which one was the best. Here's my starting point. Here's the results. The Jolt. Just barely off straight line. It was very, very poor in range, and the bullet likes to just slide out of the barrel for no reason. Probably because it's got that spring there. But honestly, if we were playing the Among Us type game, you could easily slide it in your pocket. Like, look at this, look at this. Hang on. It's gonna take a little bit. Ugh. My phone down. And you can't really tell. Well, I mean, I have to wrap my pocket around it and then cover it. But yeah. And you're not allowed to look down unless you see a dead body. So, bad. The Jolt is horrible. It has horrible specs. And it's also very annoying to try to shoot because half the time the bullet will slide out of the barrel due to that weird airlocking thing. Next, the Shockwave. Definitely a powerful gun, but it's extremely underpowered in range. I thought it was going to do a lot better. But it was honestly pretty accurate. Just barely off the line again. And, I'd give it a D tier. Looked a lot less powerful, or it looks a lot more powerful, and it feels a lot more powerful, but it just doesn't function like that. Also, it has a lot of misfires. I don't even know why, but it misfires a ton. D tier. You didn't even get to be on a chair. Next, I forgot the name of this one. Was actually very far. I was not expecting this much out of a little gun, but for some reason this one is able to move extremely far. In normal cases, it's not very accurate at all. In fact, the first time I ever tested it, it was extremely off, but it managed to make it all the way from here to here, or all the way from that fence to here. But this time it only made it here. So, but I was testing from that area, not this side, so it was a lot less. I'll still give it a D tier, because still on range, it's pretty bad. And it's also kind of bad to fit in your pocket, too. But to be honest, it would be an A tier for comparable to any other gun its size. Alright, so even though this may look like a tie, there is a tiebreaker part. Look who got farther. So the tips of the barrels are where the bullets were. This one was actually extremely inaccurate, the first shot I took. And the way it fires just sucks. I actually had to use the scope on this one for this one because I lost the scope. And I found out it was actually left at my grandparents' house. So yay. Don't worry, we're going up in 4 weeks, but it sucked. But anyways, so this was actually the tiebreaker between the two. The fact that it was right here, just barely shorter. But for some reason, whenever I fire it, it's either 2 bullets fires and the one just sneaks out underneath and I can't see it, or all of them pop out on the bottom because it's an air gun and the way it does it sucks. Also, it's supposed to have that scope on there, but you can't even look through the scope and fire at the same time because this thing will whack you in the face and it hurts. Oh gosh. You're going nowhere. See, told you. So, I'll give it a low D tier, but for range, it was kind of a C tier. Then we got this one. It was extremely close, but I'll actually give this one a B tier because it has a ton of bullets and a lot of power. It's not annoying. It rarely jams. It's got this unique feature where you can look at it and see how many bullets you got left. And you could fit, it's a modulus, so you can fit in whatever you want. And this time I actually used it with this gun's barrel. See right here, you can actually take this orange part off, and it was amazingly well. I'll give it a B tier. So just entirely skipping C tier, because this one's amazing. Actually, I'll give the Fortnite gun a C tier. Or a low C tier. So here's C tier. Here's B tier. Get on my face. And then finally, we're back to our last two contendants. This one is amazing. It looks tiny, but it's extremely powerful. Pretty dang inaccurate. But honestly, if you're going for range, but also you don't want to carry around that weight of the big guys, use this one. It's extremely powerful, and my hand actually jolts back. Unlike you. And you can actually, and it barely lets the bullets fly out of the barrel. And I'll actually give you guys a demonstration. So it's got this really cool laser here. Do this. And the laser isn't that bad, actually. You can see it for about 20 to 30 feet. Unless it's like foggy outside, then you can't see it for more than 15 feet. There's a plane flying over. I can't see him, though. But watch this. You could see my hand jolt back. Well, that was definitely not as much. Well, if I add like a bit of a recoil effect to it, it actually goes extremely far. Watch this. So I'll leave this bullet here, and you can also hold 2 bullets in the barrel here. What the hell? What is this thing doing? What are you doing? That looks like a Cessna 150. Oh, you're dealing with a lot of turbulence. Oh, hell, that's got to be a Cessna 150. You must just have a terrible radar, because I can't see you on the radar. Man, but I am gassy, though. That has to be a Cessna 150. There is no way it's not. Anyways, back to this. So, you have that bullet there. And this is the way you turn on the laser. That's on, that's off. Now, and it's extremely easy to cock the gun too. That was the problem with the big guy, like the really big thick one, the Shockwave, is that it's really hard to move the, it's really hard to cock the gun, and it's also really hard to reload because the barrel does not like to move. Anyways, 3, 2, 1. Oh, well, I did not time that well. Alright, we'll give you a third try. Only because I like you. But most of my guns are actually on the Elite 2.0. So, I guess I can just say I'm rating the Elite 2.0, but not all of them are. There we go! That's very far. It was actually pretty accurate that time, too. I wonder if I just may have not done the recoil effect properly on that, the first test when I showed you guys the original results. But it works extremely well. Like, honestly. I definitely give it a high A tier. If not a high B tier. Or a low A tier, if not high B tier. And finally, I can still see that 150. It must be moving extremely slow. So here's A tier. I'll put it like right here. And finally, S tier is this one. Definitely not accurate. But I will say, it has 16 bullets on it. It has the longest range. It has interchangeable parts. It has a very good layout for the scope. And honestly, if it didn't have all that, it would still be pretty good because it's really powerful. S tier. Definitely the best. You get to hang out with me. So, I was doing this to see which weapons I would bring with this trip. You know I'm all about this. I love my gun. And in case none of you believe me that it goes real far, and you think I'm biased to this thing, here, I'll show you with the recoil effect. Whichever bullet's the farthest wins. Oh, right now the wind's actually coming from behind me, so we're going against the wind. Oh, I need to fix my pants. Danger down. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Jesus! I think that was actually farther than the earlier one. That was pretty far. That was about the same distance. It was right between that one and the farthest. That was horrible because I was aiming the gun at the ground. Here's no recoil. Oh my God! It went 3/4 of the length of the yard. It just hit the fence. I don't think you can go any farther than that. Holy Jesus. Okay. It could be wind assisted. I'm not saying directly that it is, but it could be. It's all the way over here. Oh my God. That is insane. Not the most accurate, but that's probably because of the wind. Yeah. I don't know what to do with this thing. I don't know whether I should bring it with or not, or if it's too inaccurate. So if I'm going for accuracy, I'll go for the white one, but if I'm going for just true firing range, then I'm going for that rifle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should have one more bullet in that weird barrel thingy. No, I'm missing one. Where did it go? I would certainly know where it is. Probably just disguised in with the leaves. Oh yes, there was one that flew extremely... Yep, I see it. I forgot about the other one that flew extremely far. But this time, this one didn't bounce off the fence. I was actually scared it was going to fly over the fence because it looks like a rocket. So, I guess my final conclusion is, if you're going for range, eagle point. Eagle point, eagle point, eagle point. If you're going for accuracy, modulus. 100% modulus. I'm using the same barrel, and this thing still doesn't even have that long of a barrel, too. Even with the attachment. And if you take the attachment off, it's not even in... Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. It's not even an inch long. So I'm going to put the attachment back on. It was meant to have a scope and a barrel attachment. But because... Well, you know, I just showed you. It doesn't have a long enough barrel. And I'm missing the scope. The scope was originally supposed to go on the Fortnite gun, but it sucks. At least it's not my favorite. Ooh, I didn't mean to drag the barrel on the ground. Is it okay? It's a little scraped. I could try to pick that crud off. Yeah. Let's feel that. It's really rough. Well, you guys can't feel that, but I can. Alright. High S tier. Very high S tier. Range? S tier. Accuracy. Also, and most bullets. And the coolest looking. And finally, the one that's easiest to point. You can actually put a scope on this one too. I did that already and it was so overpowered. Honestly, do you think I should try to put a scope on this one and cheat in the Nerf war? Tell me in the comments, guys. I might even surprise my other cousins with these guns. I'll try to keep them out of my room, but I don't know. Anyways, with that being said, actually, never mind, not without that being said. Never mind, that's just a cop. They're probably gonna arrest me because I got guns. Got the big gun. What the hell is up there? Is that a bird? It's a bird, I think. Also, I think this is pretty stylish because you've got this. And it fires extremely fast. Literally, all you have to do is pull this back, and then boom. Hi.